Hello, in this video I'm going to cover the damage types a little bit more. Something I forgot to touch on in the previous video that I did that I'm going to cover here. And that is you can use these 4 nodes right here to help verify what type of damage your skills are. For example, let's just say you're going to put stuff on here like this and like that one's got to be filled in all the way to use that one. So we'll put on there. We'll put those 4 on so that it leaves these unlocked and not used. So if you want to figure out what your skills are being buffed by, this right here, I can tell you is direct damage because there's no time span in terms of how long the damage lasts or whatnot. And I can also tell you that it is an area of effect because the target is the area. But if you want to verify that, if you're not sure about a skill, then what you can do is you can go into your champion tree, and first you want to memorize what the skill shows here with nothing slotted. So 4014 for the damage. And then you can go down in here to your tree, and since we know this is an area of effect, we're going to just do that. And we're going to confirm that, and then we'll back out. You make sure you confirm, otherwise it doesn't implement what you're doing. So then you can come in here, and as you can see, it was 4014 before, and now it's 4237. Now, that was for area of effect. Now, it also is buffed by direct damage. So, if you remember in my previous video, the either ors are usually here with this and this. So it's either these two and then these two. So because it's area of effect direct damage, we can also slot biting or master at arms with biting aura, and now collectively this is going to buff that skill by 12%, and then you can verify that again. It will go up again, and now you're at 4333. So the reason why those 4 slots are important is because you need to understand what your build, the most damage in your build that you're getting from. If it's damage over time, you definitely want to slot Thaumaturge. You want to get that up the most you can get, because if that's what you are most often doing, you want to buff that the most. So for example, if you're on an Arcanist beam, that is area of effect direct damage, these 2 right here. Single target direct damage, like the Jesus beam, would be this, and Master at Arms. The Soul Assault, which is another beam in the game, the Arcanist beam and the Jesus beam are not the only beams in the game. There's also this Soul Magic beam. This is also considered direct damage now. It did not used to be the case. This used to be damage over time. Now, because this is a channel similar to this, because there's a channel time, you see out the very top there, just underneath the bar where it says channel time 6 seconds. Same with this spammable here. It's got a channel time to it. That's going to give you a really good indication that Deadly Strike is going to be really good for these skills, because there's a channel and Deadly Strike buffs damage over time. So just because something is direct damage doesn't mean Deadly Strike cannot buff the skill. So keep that in mind. That's why Deadly Strike is such a strong set in the game, is because it doesn't just buff damage over time, it also buffs channeled attacks. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about that set. It's not just damage over time. And that's why it still works for the Arcanist beam as well, is because the beam is a channel. And so that's why you can still use this, is because it, as it says right there, increases your damage over time and channeled attacks. So keep that in mind. That's why it was good for heavy attack builds, because heavy attacks are a channel. So anything that has a cast time is what a channel means. So another beam that's in the game besides the Soul Magic Ultimate is the Vampiric Drain. I don't have Vampire on this guide to show that, but the Vampire Drain is another beam that has also been changed to direct damage. So in the last video, I know I was talking about mainly the Arcanist beam and the Templar Jesus beam being single target, but there are other beams in the game besides just those two. So keep that in mind as well. But I just wanted to make a quick video to touch on how you can use these CP trees here to check and verify what gets buffed in your builds. So you can also check that for gear sets you're wearing. For example, I'm wearing the Gerency's Blade Storm here, so that I can tell you this is both area of effect and damage over time. So what I'll do again, I'll show you that real quickly here, how you can check your sets. You just, again, slot over the ones that are in that tree there. And then you go into the skills, or excuse me, the gear, and you scroll down to your damage here. And we'll just pay attention to that top number, 25,820. Okay, so then we go into the tree here. And again, this is area of effect, damage over time. So we're going to want to get Biting Aura and slot it. And we're also going to get Thaumaturge and slot it. And of course, while we're doing the video, we've got to get the error where it doesn't let us confirm our selection right away. There we go. So now we're going to go back into the inventory. And as you can see, it's gone up to 27,205. So that's another thing you want to check, not just your skills, but your gear sets that you're wearing. For example, the Orpheon the Tactician, this has a combination where it can either hit you with instant physical damage and then stun you. And then if you're immune to the damage, then it will do a larger amount. So they're both area of effect strikes, but they're direct damage because there's no time that it lasts. So keep that in mind. Again, when you're looking at your gear sets, you want to try and figure out damage over time or instant direct damage. And is it area of effect or is it single target? For example, Pillar of Nirn, which is very popular with some people, that is single target. That is not an area of effect except for the little tiny, this is why I say it's not area of effect. It technically, I guess, if you want to squeeze in the little 2.5 meter area there, then you could say, yes, it's area of effect. I don't like to consider this area of effect because it is such a small radius of damage there. You're likely not going to hit anything else other than the guy that you tagged it to. So you might get lucky. I'm not saying it never happens, but it's pretty much single target. And the bleed that they receive is single target. So keep that in mind. They just have to be in that area, but once they have the bleed on them, it's on them. They don't have to stay on the initial bleed on there. So keep that in mind. The ground is where the 10-second duration is on the. They have to be in the fissure basically. So keep that in mind when you're looking at your gear sets, just to make sure that you're getting the right slottables on your build, so that you can bump your damage up as much as you want, and then you should be optimal at that point. But I forgot to cover that part in the previous video, so I thought I'd make a real quick additional one covering that. But thank you again for watching. If you like this video, check out my YouTube channel for all of my Elder Scrolls Online videos. I'm going to plug my new playlist again on this video because I'm trying to get some eyes to it. I'm thinking a lot of people just don't understand what it is. or whatnot, but I'll give you a brief explanation. If you go to my YouTube channel, go down to my playlists, and go to the Songs of Tamriel playlist. I have written, with the assistance of AI programs, I have written Elder Scrolls themed songs that have very thick lore to them. They are catchy. They're not just, crammed in, shoehorned lyrics or whatever. They're fun to listen to. I've made and created several images for a slideshow to go along with it. I am currently working on it's roughly a 10-minute long video that's about the Three Banners War that is going to be, think in the vein of 80s Metallica. It's really a cool song that goes on there and some cool storyboards that go with it. I will probably get that uploaded sometime this week. And so I wanted to just plug that really quick. Take a look at it. If you like this game, I guarantee you will enjoy those videos. They are really fun to watch and listen to. And if you can listen to that from start to finish, I guarantee you're going to have some of those songs stuck in your head. They are pretty good, and it's amazing what AI can do. So I just wanted to plug that real quick and give you an overview of that, just in case you haven't checked it out. If you're looking for kind of a creepy sounding song, I've got one regarding the Spindle Clutch one called Deadly Whispers. It's kind of got a doom horror theme to it. Give that a listen. It's got a pretty cool sound to it. Thanks again for watching. Check out that playlist. I guarantee you'll like it if you're into this game. Thanks a lot. I'll talk to you later. Bye.